you get excited talking about safety? And if not, why not? Everyone we spoke with yesterday at the Safety Expo 23 at the P&J Live in Aberdeen left feeling positive, enthusiastic and inspired. So let's continue to make the conversations around organisational safety culture great and enjoyable. I'm Karen.
And I'm Nuala. And together we are the Safety Collaborators.
Our mission is to help people have better conversations and change the way they think about safety. Consider us your thinking partners, sharing expertise and wisdom in everything safety culture and psychological safety.
As the MC said yesterday in his opening, why networking? You never know who you're going to speak to. The person next to you, who you might think is somebody totally unrelated, could be exactly the dot that you need to connect to get to where you need to be. And that is exactly what we went into yesterday with the thought of. No expectations, but who can we have conversations with that we can inspire and that we can be inspired by? And boy, was it fun to see people in person and get to meet faces that I've spoken to on LinkedIn before and actually never met.
I think that's a really fun part about yesterday. There were many people that we've been speaking with via the virtual realm in some shape or form, and specifically for us, LinkedIn. And to see some of them in person for the first time is amazing. I was thinking about, the whole team was on the stand. It was you, me, Katrina, and William. And it was really interesting. They'd been having conversations with actually a co-facilitator, so Andrew Burton, who has hosted on this podcast with us before. That's the first time they'd actually met in person.
Oh, wow.
They had never met in person. Now, Katrina and Wimps have been talking with Andrew for months.
In multiple ways.
Yes.
To do with the business, to do with coaching, to do with all sorts of stuff.
Exactly.
And yet, here you've built all these relationships and finally get to actually put hand to hand, eye to eye and go, good to meet you. Or for some poor people, in my case, come in for a hug.
I was about to say, I think we actually all went in for hugs.
Exactly, on multiple occasions.
Well, who was it? Andy, who sort of stepping us, okay, that's my quota of hugs. I might be under camera.
Exactly, just brilliant. It's that shared energy, it's that shared connection, and really having conversations that matter. We speak about it so often, we mention that hashtag conversations that matter. And yesterday, I felt that in so many ways, and being surprised about how fabulous it was spending the day together as a team in that environment, because for us at Safety Collaborations, big high five. It was our first expo as an organisation because we started in COVID.
Absolutely, yep.
Seeing the brand out there, it was just happy moments.
All day long.
But also the surprise of the potential clients or conversations where people came to find us.
Absolutely. That was mind-blowing, actually. To think that people had us on their list. I mean, why shouldn't they? But that's not the point.
Well, and especially because we went out there as no expectations.
None.
It was a very technically safety-focused in our mind expo.
Yep.
Turned out to be a very holistic safety-focused expo, which was brilliant.
Yep, absolutely.
And to be present. And I think we were present, very present.
Very, very present. And, there were some great speakers. There was people who were really passionate about their products, whether that's safety clothing or some piece of technical equipment or a service like us.
Or a mattress.
A mattress, yes, exactly.
What a difference it can make for a good night's sleep.
Yeah, it was very handy occasionally. You just go and have a little lie down. Yep. We were lucky it was to stop us at us. Great.
Exactly.
So, no, I think that was really interesting. When you go to something, and I do wonder about this, whether you're going to a movie or to the theatre or something, we sometimes have these huge expectations about what we're about to walk into or to see or to experience. And sometimes those expectations don't quite meet the outcome. We had absolutely, as you said, we had no expectations about going into this. In fact, I know myself, I was like, okay, we're just going to keep this a little bit low key and we'll just see how it goes, test the waters. Blow my socks off, it did.
It did.
It was brilliant.
far exceeded our expectations in a highly positive way. And I think we do need to give a shout out to Jason Moir from XRC Printers.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
I hadn't met him until last week, and his enthusiasm about this really got me enthusiastic when we went to go and have a look at our banner and the marketing products that he put together for us. And for a first time of doing this, you know what? Pat on the back. Well done.
Absolutely. Whoever's listening to this podcast, we have a secret page on our website.
We do.
So if you go to safetycollaborations.com/say-hello, you can download our digital brochure and some other goodies. So check it out. You'll even see a little video of Nuala and I dressed in pink. So go and check that out as well. So everybody that was at the expo, if they clicked on the QR code that we have on our banners and things, they would actually go to this page. So if you're listening to this podcast episode, type in that URL and see what you can grab. We're not going to put that in the show notes, so you have to listen to it.
And do you want to repeat that again?
safetycollaborations.com/say, SAY -hello, HELLO.
It's our little surprise gift for you. Speaking of being able to see us in pink on the video, what are some of the things that you feel worked well that got people to be attracted to come and have a conversation with us and to walk away inspired?
Pink hard hats.
Who knew they could be so much fun?
Who knew?
Yeah.
Everybody that walked past, male and female, there was no discrimination. We actually have somebody came specifically, a male, specifically came to have his photo taken with a pink hard hat. So it's a good colour.
It is.
Little side note, pink is a safer colour than yellow or red.
Underwater specifically.
Exactly. Yep.
Exactly.
Had that conversation in our board meeting this morning as well. It's very funny.
And then, you know, the joy of a bookmark. So Katrina, who has not yet been a voice on this podcast, and I'm sure she will be soon, but oh my gosh, is she not a fabulous, silent, in inverted commas, not so silent salesperson? And out there attracting people with these really funky, embraced, fruitful collaborations bookmarks. And I am so excited that there were a few people who actually went, can I take a couple? Because I've got a few books that I'm reading at the moment, or I'd like to give one to a friend. Absolutely. Spread the love.
Yep, so they were a hit. Our little bowl, one of our big things is about having conversations that matters. But sometimes how do you actually start that conversation?
Exactly.
So we have a bowl. In my box of goodies that I have here, I have this container of little cards called choices. So we would just ask people to
Would you rather
pick a card, and you either have to do this, a choice you have to make between X or Y. And the conversations that were around that and debating whether I should climb Kilimanjaro,
Mount Everest,
or Mount Everest, or
go to the depths of the ocean in a submarine.
That had some interesting commentary.
It did.
What was the other one that kept coming up as well for some reason? The mountains and desert islands or something.
Oh, yes. Would you rather be on a deserted island or lost in a forest?
In the forest. Let us know which one you would prefer. Reach out to us on LinkedIn and let us know what your answer to those two questions might be, those two choices in life.
We've already had a couple of phone calls, emails, many LinkedIn connections. And what I have found incredibly valuable, and it links so much with our ethos and our values and the way we want to put things across, is the feedback on the presence and our energy that we've had in the emails that we've already sent out, the phone calls we've had, the LinkedIn messages that we've communicated. So shall we share some of the words that people have fed back to us, because it just links so well with what we want to put out there as having safety conversations that are exciting. And if you're not having those safety conversations, maybe here are some of the reasons why you want to have them and you want to have them with us.
So the feedback on our presence was energy and vibe, energizing, fresh, positive. Your positivity was inspiring, supportive, informative, educational, uplifting, humorous.
And the last one, it was such a lovely conversation because the person who said it was, it's just so wonderful to take a subject that can be so serious, but we can bring humor and life into it, which means that it will resonate better with people.
Definitely. And I think that goes right back to the beginning. One of the other presenters yesterday was talking about persuasion, and using these tools and storytelling all help to persuade and to encourage others to have conversations that matter. They don't always have to be serious.
No, they don't. They need to connect emotionally, but that brings an entire range of emotions into the fore.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe we'll have to do a little bit of a podcast on persuasion and storytelling.
Well, I think we do.
And help explain what we mean by that.
So what's next?
So what's next is, we shall be in Amsterdam at the IADC Safety
HSE and Sustainability Conference in Amsterdam.
Right, so let's try that again. So we shall be...
We will be in Amsterdam. We are exhibiting at the IADC Health and Safety and Sustainability Conference. And in case you don't know what the IADC is, it's the International Association for Drilling Contractors. It's been around for a very long time. So we're delighted to be members of that and to be exhibiting next week. This wasn't meant to be a particularly long episode. We thought we'd just give you a little bit of an update on some fun we've been having over the last couple of weeks. And that includes Nuala having been in Mozambique at another networking event 2 weeks ago, which was equally as fun. I wasn't there, so it wasn't quite so much fun, but that's beside the point.
However, we did have the amazing Nielsa with us, so that was always good.
Indeed, she's awesome. What a powerhouse. Yeah.
Yes, so we look forward to bringing this positivity and enthusiasm to Amsterdam next week, and hopefully my tongue will not be tied around where it is that we're presenting by the time I get there. And just we want to say thank you to every person that we connected with, to the team that made this happen, both Jason's team and from P&J Live. It was a fabulous event. Mm-hmm. And we look forward to seeing you again next year.
Thank you for joining us today. Always lovely to have conversations that matter. So remember to connect with us on our website at safetycollaborations.com, where you will find the show notes for this episode, where we'll share some snippets and some imagery and some photos of the day. And remember, there is a hidden link today. It won't be in the show notes. You have to listen to the podcast to hear this, and that is safetycollaborations.com/say-hello. So say SAY -hello. Leave us a message on the live chat on our site. Follow us on LinkedIn as always. And if you enjoy this podcast, help us spread the word, because the more of you that share it,
the more wisdom we get to share with others.
Correct. And that's our goal. It's the purpose of this podcast, is to share knowledge, wisdom, and a bit of humour from time to time. So till next week, stay safe
and stay well.